and then we can overlay some music.
You get some music this episode?
Well,
you're really stepping up your game here, bro.
Yeah, for you, just for you.
Thank you. I feel privileged today. We got this episode. We got good buddy Kevin Mohan with us. Happy to have you, buddy. I know you're busy, and thanks for having me here. Yeah, this is fun. It's gonna be a good time, man. This is gonna be a great episode.
What are we talking about today?
Hot rods, whiskey, feelings.
All right.
I mean, these are all really good things to know about. So, I mean, it's the longer I get to know you, the more I like you. You got a lot more stuff in common. Hot rods, guns, whiskey,
Sweet.
maybe some cryptocurrency. Yeah. We're gonna get to here. Yeah. Baseball. Some baseball for sure. Yep. Baseball. Yep. Lots of baseball. Yep. I live far from each other, so yeah, pretty cool, man. Yeah, but I'm enjoying getting to know you, man. It's like it's good you around people and starting to really talk. That's it, right? It's like life. You just never know what's going to happen until you open up your mouth and open up your ears. You got to make the heart. Yeah,
You're glad you're right.
Yeah. And as soon as I mentioned, I was like, man, I want to have you on, dude. This is a perfect fit. I got to have you here, dude. Let's do it. Yeah. So yeah, very cool. Now, tell us a little bit about you. We don't have to go into full detail.
Automotive Texan.
Right. Are you okay with that? Yeah. I would say that I am cute. You're ready to cue the like that. No, not that. That was like, so let's get that off that. You're like, wait, don't talk about that. Don't talk. I would say this. I would say that as far as I think I'm a Texan at heart because I've never felt more at home than when I moved to Texas. So originally from Southern California, I was born and raised there. There it is. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. It's like the fact that
it was you. No, it just was not. It was a great place to grow up as a kid. Beautiful weather. The weather's perfect, sunny and 75 all the time.
I love it.
Yeah,
We were awesome.
Oh, the weather's awesome. I was gonna say, yeah, you have to really say it like the weather's awesome. But it's really changed, unfortunately. And so, as a father of 4 kids and a business owner, it just seemed more and more like it was not the place that I grew up in. And so,
Why do you think the changes happen?
I mean, how much time do we got here? Because I can tell you some stuff here that might get all of us into trouble. But I would just say that the values and the just the overall vibe, I think, is changed quite a bit. And it's not for me.
Yeah,
and it wasn't for my kids either.
Did people move into California that changed it, or were those native Californians that were doing it?
And that's a really good question. I really thought about it. Yeah, I don't think, I've been here for almost 7 years now, and I don't think I really thought about that a lot.
Because I lived in Phoenix, and I used to work out in LA, West Hollywood area, and I used to go out there quite a bit as a child also, and it was just a laid back, cool, chill place, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, whole area.
I always think of San Diego like Texas, though. It's more like Texas and blow parties.
San Diego, but
yeah, San Diego. I
saw weirdos now.
Yeah, I think it's weirdos, and I think it's become, without getting myself into too much trouble, but I think it's become kind of an I state.
We can do this.
I can't very well, but it's exactly right. And so, I think what I like the most about Texas is just that they make everybody feel welcome. And so, when you look at a state like California, which is supposed to be very diverse, and there's a lot of different backgrounds and religions and all these different things, it just doesn't have that welcoming feeling. It's more like, this is the way that you need to think. And if you don't think this way, then you're ostracized, right? And I don't think that's any way to live.
Then came out here 7 years ago.
Yeah, so came out here 7 years ago. My wife and my brother actually lives in Boulder. And so we were coming out for a visit, and we went to a Texas Rangers game.
Yeah.
So this is a great story. So we're at a Rangers game, and they're playing the national anthem. And everybody at the stadium just stands up, and they are it still gives me goosebumps because everybody stands up, and they're just proud Texans, and they're singing the national anthem. And my wife, Maya, looks over at me, and she goes, "Go get my stuff." Of course, that was in July, and we were here at the end of October. It happened after that.
That's great.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so good move for the kids. the last probably 4 years we were there, and poor kids in private Catholic school, public school systems where, not for us to be politically correct. I mean, you can use that fancy beep again, but so there you go. There you got it. So yeah, it wasn't for us. And then, look, thankfully with Facebook, I met a guy online, and he had a tribal baseball team, and he happened to have 2 teams. He needed a pitching coach, and so both those teams were the same age as both my boys, and so it was really awesome, man. We felt really welcome first day we got here, and instantly had a group of friends, and it was great. A lot of people say, I need leave because of work, and I've been pretty fortunate because I can kind of work wherever. Yeah, towards the end of my California stay, it was really good in Bitcoin, and Texas has really cheap electricity, so it seemed like a really good fit. And so he made the move, and I decided, hey, I bought Bitcoin, and I kind of messed around with mining it. Maybe I'll just go to Texas and start a business, right? And so that's what I did.
At what point in the scale of Bitcoin did you buy in at?
Wow. So it's been a long journey. I would say that the first time I bought a Bitcoin was in 2012. And it was kind of like, hey, this is cool. I'll throw $1,000 at it and kind of see what happens. And, when we're in that state of mind in California where I really saw things were changing, I felt like there was this kind of shift. And so the decentralization and, the government doesn't have their hand in it was really cool. And so I thought, this would be a good, fun thing to invest in.
They're trying to get their hand in them now.
Yeah, that's good luck with that. But yeah, so it was probably 2012, and then moved to Texas in October of 17, and I actually had a Bitcoin immersion mining facility in Barbizon.
Oh wow!
That me and a couple of my buddies built. It's impressive. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. I've gotten sidetracked a little bit. So when I moved to Texas, I was an investor on the restaurant company. So I got a call from them, the board of directors, and they said, hey, there's some problems going on at the restaurant company, and you live in Texas. Can you go check it out? Well, this is in Houston, right? So I'm like, yeah, these guys are from back east, right? So I'm like, you guys do realize that Texas is a really big state, but sure, I'll get in my truck and go down there and check it out. That turned into...
You have a truck before you moved to Texas?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's why the line story. Yeah, the heart is always there, man. I've been a truck guy for as long as I can remember. Oh, yeah. So it was a fit. In fact, when I moved to Texas, a lot of people saw that California plate, and man, I couldn't know that plate be gas. And I saw that. They're like, you can see what people point at, and that's you. There's that dry. Yeah, there's one of those. Oh no.
We welcome everybody.
That is true. That is true.
We welcome you to take that off.
Well said. So you came here to the restaurant stuff and went down there. Yeah, went down there, and I'll give you the real laconic version. It was a mess. And so the board hired me as own president. So I fired the management team, recapitalized the business, hired a new CEO, and then took it public 1 week before the pandemic. God. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So at this point, right, job and clean. Yeah. I'm like looking up, like, okay, well, what are we doing here, Bob? Like, there's something that you're trying to tell me, am I not supposed to be doing this? Like, hit me with a lightning bolt next time. That would have been less painful, right? But yeah, so, and then that just, sort of absorbed my life. So thankfully I got really good business partner, one of my buddies of 27 years, and he followed me out in California, and probably the smartest guy I know. So he was really instrumental in not just the business side, but really the mental side, and trying to keep me with my head on, because it was a lot. It was like clicking through a fire hose. It's like the pandemic is an unprecedented event. And, your restaurant revenues dropped by 95%, and you're just kind of sitting there like, just a crazy time. And then there's that obligation that, and I'm confident that you guys were this way too, but, my mother and my father did a really good job of teaching me that, like, if you tell somebody you're going to do something, just do it.
Right.
It's not that hard. I mean, it might be difficult to do the task, but it's not that hard. If you say you're going to do something, just do it. right? And so, I mean, what would my kids say if I didn't stick it out?
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So stuck it out. Company went from being less than 10 million revenue, did a couple mergers along the way, bought a few concepts during the pandemic. And then about a year and a half ago, we changed over to a global food supply chain company. So we went from about 10 million in revenue to about 700 million. So yeah, it was really cool. That, like I tell my kids, I'm trying to teach them, if you can figure out a way in your life to do something that you love, when it's a home run.
Right up.
But don't worry about the money, don't worry about anything else. Not like, anymore. Exactly. Like I didn't grow up and say, hell, I think I'm going to major in finance, and hell, I'm going to learn how to take companies public, and hell, I'm going to mine Bitcoin. Like I didn't know any of that. What I knew was I had a good foundation. I surrounded myself around great people, and you just keep being bad, man.
What those typically do say? What type of restaurants?
So they were healthy, fast casual. So they were in line. All my kids are athletes. I was an athlete. So, it's one of those things where there was alignment there. I like money. Every entrepreneur likes money. And so, I kind of looked at the restaurant business as a good opportunity for, people to get healthy and, make a little coin at the same time. It was a good thing. But, a lot of people didn't want to spend, look at the way America, and just look at us. I was decided. You ever been to Europe, by the way? No. Yeah. So if you go to Europe, you'll notice that there's most people, I'll say most, they're not overweight.
You don't put all the junk,
All the preservatives and all the other crap in there. It's
even with soda. Like when I went to Italy, I noticed the orange soda is actually made with oranges.
that's a novel concept.
Really? That's wow.
There's the original oranges.
We are not good. That's so good.
Figure. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Go figure. And like that red, whatever's in Gatorade, that red R&D font, whatever it is, which is banned in Europe.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, noticing that, I didn't want to be overweight, didn't want my kids to be overweight. My wife is like ultra healthy, homeopathic, everything's natural. You got a headache, here's a glass of water. There's no aspirin in my house, that kind of deal. Right. So it seemed like it was a good fit. But then, you start to realize that, a lot of people aren't thinking the same way as you. And so I might be in a position where I'll spend $15 to eat some lunch because it's healthy and I can get chicken breasts and grass-fed meat or whatever it might be. And most people are, well, I'll go to McDonald's and, $10. I'll say, yeah, that's right. Some fried garbage. And, I will roll about the fact that I'm going to feel like shit when I'm at 30 and I'm going to feel like I'm 75. After I'm supposed to feel like shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's what this is.
Yeah. Or even nowadays, you can't, you go to any fast food, you go to McDonald's and you're not getting out of there without, single person, $20 almost.
That's incredible.
It's insane.
Yeah. Pretty cozy.
Taco Bell. Each burritos, and it cost you $5. I remember back in the day, it was 49 cents.
Yeah.
With me.
And well, what's funny too is like, I even know this. So, I have a very serious question for you guys. Mind me after, I got to show you the text I just got.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we can put it on the screen.
No kissing and telling them. It's come on down. Ed, I have a serious question for you guys. Okay.
Oh, sure.
You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
Number 20. Yeah. I don't know. No, this is really important. Okay. Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, no, it's Whataburger. Really.
Oh my.
Okay, I'll say that. You guys,
You water don't know. I will. Oh, where's the boom? We ate at a In-N-Out. Maybe that was somewhere north of San Diego, maybe La Jolla. Yeah. And been there many times. My wife and kids love In-N-Out. They do. I'm just not a fan because I kind of grew up on Whataburger. Okay. But when we ate at the In-N-Out there, it was 10,000 times better than it was here.
I don't know. I've eaten them all over the place, but I'm gonna pose a serious question to you now, right now.
Okay.
Give me the God's honest truth.
All right. Here we go.
No way. I'm gonna lay it down.
All right. I'm ready. Let's just get in serious.
Whataburger fries or In-N-Out fries.
Oh, I can't. I don't. Is that to him or to me or
one?
I'm going In-N-Out all day.
I'm kidding. I think it's real. It's on it.
Hold on. Let's calm down here.
That's not.
Hold on. Let me just say one thing about this, okay? Because when I go get my fries there, I get them well done, and anima style.
Yeah.
So if we're just talking different, regular fry, I would give you Whataburger and that.
You did McDonald's fries. I mean, those are good too.
I mean, you load it up with salt and garbage, and yeah, it tastes great. And do you ever eat Freddy's? The Freddy's custard burgers there? They're going to embarrass me. Because last year I gave you. I do like their fries. Okay, what they are, they're kind of like a sprinkle. No, it's just it's a thin, crispy fry. It's kind of like the old Steak and Shake. Okay, crispy fries. Yeah, I don't know, just like the old
They can shake around anymore.
I don't mind it. Yeah, few far between. Yeah,
That's a good job.
yeah, those are good.
Anyways, it's Whataburger all day long. So you're still Californian.
So, well, if you're going out, we gotta make the fool. I got your blue cheeses over here. Oh, blue cheese beat. I was telling them about when I first moved to Texas. My wife was like, hey, you need a pair of cowboy boots, and I was like, okay. So she goes to Boot Barn, right? Boot Barn, and she says, hey, I got you these really nice boots. Don't ask me how much they cost. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, no problem. And they're brown and they're really nice, and there's some kind of dead animal on it, right? They're great. And I put them on and they are just unbelievably comfortable, right? And so at the time, I was doing some banking deals and I'm going to New York and I'm walking all over Hill South Acre in the city. And I noticed, like, man, my feet all hurt. Like these, they're good. There might be some to these Texans and their boots, right? So I was telling Nitter when we were walking in, he commented on the boots I had. And I was like, oh, yeah, thanks. My wife dresses me well or whatever. I told him the story of this first pair of boots that I had. And my neighbor's wife comes up and she's like, wow, those are nice boots. Or those Blue Jerseys? And I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, Mala bought them for me. They're great. I was like, yeah, but are they? I think they night shoes. Wasn't you like, wow, you're an idiot. Yeah. And fantastic. This weird girl. They don't leave with California. Yeah. I was like, yeah, and I was trying to shake that California off. That is awesome.
We have a half acre up here too.
Okay.
In Fort Worth. I don't know if you know.
I did not know. We've got one of our companies is Thompson's.
That lead right in the middle of Hill's Half Acre, the original.
That's what I was thinking about. In downtown, it was at the bottom. So admittedly, I do not watch the news at all. That's probably a good thing. Yeah. You had a gas blowout, I guess, is what the initial investigations were on the hotel across from us. And wow, it blew out a whole bunch of our windows and stuff. Anybody get hurt?
On their side, I think.
On their side, they were in the restaurant, in the bottom down here, and in the hotel too. But I thought that was a bad deal. We had a manager that had just walked in. I guess she was going to open up.
She was about to open up the door facing that hotel, and
on that side,
yeah,
and it would be back up against the wall. Wow, that's like the movies, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it was definitely like a movie.
It was bad. Holy shit!
You ran to blurt down and sorry.
But it's
I'm always whatever.
We got a 4-story building there that bottom. It was a speakeasy bar. It's really weird. We just did and whenever we held it, I know what. Oh, well, Sid and I have talked about it. Oh, plenty going, and we keep like, dude, we need to go do it. That's not. I want Sid. But at bottom floor is a speakeasy. The second floor is, basically like the bookstore kind of looking thing. It's an old timey looking bar. Do they have a name for that? What we call it? I mean, that's
blue level.
It's blue level. The next floor is our event room. They went it out for specialty booths and stuff.
Constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's pretty neat setup. Each one has a bar on every floor. And then the top floor is I'll tell her to check my phone and see if I missed it. I mean, well, yeah, I did run into not on that. Here you go, my own, dude. And then the top floor is a cigar lounge. Yeah, dude, it is. I mean, actually,
yeah, it's a real speakeasy from back in
like the OG style.
Yeah, we still have the original door.
You got to have the secret password, secret knock. Are you okay? Yep. We used to have the deal where you'd actually grab the snake head, right? And now it's
I don't know, not a snake head.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, so we changed and go, where are like I told you like grab a kid to open your door. All right, so here comes the real Texans talking about that. Grab it and they said behind the city. So but yeah, I'll have to go check it out, man. Yeah, it's pretty swell. That sounds awesome, man. Let's see. What did I ask you? Bitcoin mining. Yes. Guess real quick. Y'all's type of operation. How much real estate? I got to get a real estate plug in here, of course. Yeah, of course. Well, actually, it all ties in. So there's going to be plenty of synergies between real estate and Bitcoin. And I'll touch on that in a second. I'm going to finish. Okay. Yeah. That's it. That's all. Oh, that's it. You're like, man, it's back on you. It's back on you. I mean, I guess tell us a little bit about. You're way more into it than me and anybody I know. I mean, you're right in the middle of it.
A little bit of knowledge that I have with it. I mean, I heard about it when it was 0.0000001 cent, right? And I was like, this is a joke back then. And I could have bought in at that point. And of course I did. And so I'm an idiot. But anyways, I have a buddy that
there's still time, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a total idiot. Well, no, I mean, there's still time. Like I said, the biggest misnomer for people is that they think they've missed it, right? So it's your classic like FOMO, right? Everybody says, oh, it's 70,000, dang it, I missed it. Or another really big misnomer in Bitcoin is people think, well, it was 25,000 at a guy was sitting on the baseball team and he was sitting there saying, hey, man, you know Bitcoin, right? And I was like, well, a little bit. Yeah, what's up? And he's like, I bought some, I put it in, man. And then I ate 400 and I took that up. And I was like, it's for you, man. Like, that's a great investment. He's like, yeah. And then he bought Timmy a bet. And then I was like, $4. I was like, never mind. Like, no offense to like this share, and I'm not being whatever, but like, I'm used to talking to people about, putting out with thousands, millions of dollars in investments. And this guy's like, I put in 100, like my buddy, my business partner, Tommy, he'll be like, hey man, I just put 100 into this. Let's do it. And I mean, he says that you're not talking $100, right? He's like, hey bro, we're going to do 100 grand into this thing, right? But that's a guy that understands, right, that you don't need 25,000. You need Bitcoin that's 25,000. I don't need to put in 25,000 because to be able to buy a million devices, you can put in nickel if that's what you want to do, right? So I think that the more people understand the asset, I think
that's what it is. Yeah,
it really is what it is. And so to tell that into real estate, which I think is really important, right? Because that's where you guys have been very successful. If I were to look at, and again, a little bit of background on me, the short and skinny is, grew up in venture capital in the 90s, the mid 90s, went on to own a broker dealer, got in a fight with my partner and decided I was going to go like a serial entrepreneur. So by every 5 years, except Bitcoin, I kind of go do something else. Right. Went and played commodities for a while, leading to real estate. So did real estate for about 4 or 5 years. And the mortgage company did, 15,000-20,000 loans. We did a lot of loans back in the day. We ran into private equity, right? So I'd been on, and then taking companies public, and you've kind of done all these different things. And so when you go through all these different experiences, you get this sort of perception of things, right? And so if I were to take a chart and I were to say, like, let's look at long term, what the best investment is in history, what would your answer be? Real estate. And I agree 100%. It's not going anywhere. That's right. But the new stuff. Well, so there is new stuff. And so, I love real estate, right? And I used to get in arguments with people that would say, oh, you own a house, like owning real estate in California was obviously very profitable. And so people would say, oh, well, I'd rather just rent because I'm not having to pay for lawn care. And if you got a pool bar, I'm not paying for a pool and I'm not paying for all this stuff, right? And the people that are just not really thinking like, sure, if you look at the history of the people and the tech people aside, the richest people in the world are the people that have invested in real estate. They're not making more real estate. Right. So you have a finite amount of land on this planet. Obviously, they're going to do developing.
As Abu Dhabi, that's a different story.
That whole thing is kind of weird. Taking water and making land. It's weird. Yeah. What they're doing over there is like Star Trek stuff. Right. But I would say historically, like real estate has always been the best investment. And so I think the misnomer that people have about Bitcoin specifically is that people are thinking, hey man, I can't, go buy a cup of coffee with my Bitcoin. And that certainly is changing. You can do that. But So I've evolved in my perception of Bitcoin because I initially looked at it as, well, hey, this is like a currency, right? Like, hey, I can kind of own this and it's kind of cool. The government can't, take it from me or whatever it might be. And then I started to evolve in my growth of understanding what this was all about. Tied up back into real estate, I would say, if I buy a building in New York City, right? Obviously, we all agree, super valuable. Now, has it lost value lately because of the shit going on there? I would like to think so. We had some restaurants there, and I know that post-pandemic, it looked very apocalyptic as far as the streets and the people and the lack of people, I should say. But I'm sure it's changed. I mean, it's New York City. But, if you look at what they've done in New York, man, I mean, it's kind of they're falling in hand basket. Right? Well, it's not friendly. It's not friendly. But maybe a better analogy would be this. So, oceanfront property in Miami. Valuable real estate, right? Probably some of the most valuable real estate in the world. If I owned beachfront property in Miami, am I going to try to take that building and go to Starbucks and buy a cup of coffee? Right. Probably not. Right. And so I think that in the perception of what Bitcoin is changes for people, then people must start to understand where the value is, because the value in anything is really what? It's really your perception of value. If I take this, this is a gold rock right here, and I say, hey man, look at this shiny rock. It's worth $2,000 an ounce. Right? If you not program that gold was valuable, you'd look at that and say, hey man, that's a yellow rock, $2,000. You bumped your head. Yes. Right? Perception of value is all really interesting. Yeah. That's really interesting. Makes sense. Yeah.
So with Bitcoin, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, there's two variables. The electricity it costs to mine it, and keeping the damn place cool. I got a buddy that has a pretty good little operation going, and he can't keep his warehouse cool. It's like 150 degrees in there because of all the mines.
Yes. So number one, you should have your buddy call me, because I can give you the immersion system that will eliminate all that heat. So so we do this a little bit differently. Is that we take the Bitcoin miners themselves, which for those of you that don't understand what that is, a Bitcoin mining machine is nothing more than verifying transactions on the blockchain. And so you have this network that's been built, and you have all these computers that are a part of this network. And yes, they consume a lot of energy, right? But what are they doing? It's like if I go to McDonald's and I take my Bank of America credit card and it says, Kelvin Mohan has $11. Apparently it's $20 now to go to McDonald's, right? And I didn't know that. Easy. Yeah, I didn't know that. I haven't been to McDonald's a long time, so I guess it's expensive now. And I'm sure the burgers are smaller too. Yeah. Low shrinkflation. Well, low shrinkflation. So I go in there and I slide my credit card and it says, hey, Bank of America says, yeah, Kevin's got $20 for his Big Mac. And it says you sit there and wait for 30 seconds and then you go on your way, right? But that's Bank of America. They are verifying that I have $20, and it's literally them moving something from one ledger to another, right? So it's coming off my ledger, which is my bank account, and it's going to McDonald's ledger, right? So in the land of Bitcoin, the guys that are mining like we are providing computing power. They call it hashing powers. We provide hashing power to the network, and for that, we get paid in Bitcoin. And so that's how it works, right? So I'm like a glorified static powered near chip processor is